Now let's get back to that point to where books point to objects in the library, or other words, books are markers to objects in our library. What we're saying here is that the book is a container for that object. It is reusing that object, but the object still lives in the folder. Okay, and in this example, what we're looking at here is the installing the software topic. It is a topic object that has been reused in two books, the X1000 User Guide and the X2001 User Guide. So it has a relationship to these two books. However, that object still only lives in the one folder in our library. All right, we're still only dealing with one object here. We're not dealing with three copies of the same object. It is the same object that has been referenced or pointed to in two books in our library. I could open that object up from the folder, from this user guide or this user guide, and I would always be opening the same exact object. All right, it would have the same object code. All the properties would be exactly the same. All right. Now, if I open the object up from one of these three locations and make a change to it, that change is made in all of the relationships that that object is in. All right, so it is the exact same object. So it lives in the folder. It is just being referenced inside of the book. It's being reused in two places, but it still only lives in the folder. Okay. Now, why I'm stressing this is because I get some questions where people are hesitant to move an object to a different folder because they think that it may affect the book that the object is in. The folder location and the books that the object are in are two separate things. One doesn't really have to do with the other. If I change the location of this object to a different folder, it doesn't change anything about how that object is used in the book. It is still there in the book, it is still being referenced in the book, but now I've just changed that object's home address. Okay, so moving objects from one folder to another has no bearing on the relationships that the object is in.